Okay, here we go. Okay, on your whiteboard, you need to have your whiteboard and your notes out, please. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me what type of party system do we have here in the United States? Good. What is it? Ellie? Two-party. On your whiteboard, what creates a two-party system here in the United States? Good. What do we got? Colin? Single member districts. On your whiteboard, single member districts are the division of a state into different voting districts. What decides how many voting districts a state gets? So smart. What is it, Mia? Electoral vote. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the two oldest the first parties here in the United States? You hyphenated them all, so they all look like they're the same things there, boss. Do you see? See what Ash, what are the two parties?
The Federalists and the Democratic Republicans.
Federalists and Democratic Republicans. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when every single one of you has different political beliefs? And every time you have a political belief, you belong to this. What is it, Tori? Faction. On your whiteboard, what is it called when you have a group of voters who are motivated to influence the government? Anna, political parties. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what historic event will create the Republican Party? Good. What is it, Jade? Civil War. On your whiteboard, who is the founder of the Republican Party? Good. Who is it, Sean? Lincoln. On your whiteboard, please tell me. We did a chart yesterday. What year on that chart do we start seeing the actual platforms our modern day Republican and Democrats begin following? No. What do you got, Rinkus? 1968 is when our Democrat and Republican platforms are all looking like their modern selves. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are the two largest parties here in the United States? Liam. Democratic and Republican. On your whiteboard, please tell me, please tell me, sorry. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when, who is the most popular and most influential third party ever to do it? No. Ooh, we're divided here, people. Good. Who are the most powerful ones? Haley. Populists. Populists are the most successful. They're the ones who get direct elections of senators, and they're the ones who give us an 8-hour workday, baby. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, true or false? Third party candidates. No, it's not. Never mind. Here's another question. On your whiteboard, third party candidates are probably only going to get elected to what? Good. What do we got? I'll take two answers. Ooh, I like it. Ellie, what do you got? State legislatures is a good answer, or what, Mia? House of Representatives. They're not going to get the senatorship. They're definitely not going to get a presidency. Local government is a good answer, and House of Representatives is where we're going to see the most of them. On your whiteboards, please tell me, what is Nope, let's go. Let's take out our notes. Let's go. Okay, your notebook. Alexander, I'm going to have you jump right there. I'm moving seats tomorrow, and Eve finally told me after 11 weeks of being in the room, she can't see in the back corner. And I'm sorry, I don't want you to feel like we don't love you, but you weren't here, so that's why I put her there. Because after 11 weeks, she finally tells me she can't see in the back corner. Does that make any sense? It does not. So that's why you're there. Please don't think we don't care about you. All right, here we go. So we know that we have a two-party system, but we also need to know that there are one-party systems. You need to know this for your test tomorrow, but you also need to know it for APGov, which is coming real quick. So you need to understand that there's one-party systems. One-party system is when only one party is allowed to win. When one party is allowed to win. There might be multiple parties. Like in Russia, we're going to study how they have multiple parties, but only one party wins. And guess who leads that party? Putin. Isn't that shocking? Okay, that's what a one-party system is. So they may have multiple parties, but only one party is actually allowed to win. You need to know Russia and China are functioning this way. Write it down. Why did I pick those two countries? Because it's APGov. We might as well learn our stuff now. So, in China and Russia, they have a one-party system, which means only one party is allowed to win, which means they dominate all government politics. Okay, as we were talking about here in democracy, the biggest winning gap of a president is like 53, 54% to like 47, 46%. With that being said, Putin won his last election by 99% of the vote. Very popular. There's no one in Russia who has an alternative opinion. So when you see statistics where it's such a universally large vote like that, it's obviously different. Because, like, could we all agree right now on, apple pie is the superior dessert? Well, you're wrong, and I'm right. And so, but that's a perfect example. If we couldn't all agree on dessert, or you think we're going to all agree on our favorite political leader? No. So when you have really high percentages, but Xi Jinping won election by 99.9% of the vote. He's that loved, guys. He's that loved. Like, I don't think if I asked you right now to vote, write down and vote for your only APGov teacher, I don't even think I would get 99% of the votes. Some of you would be like, I don't know. And like, damn, dude. So, with that being said, one-party system means only one party is allowed to win. You're going to see this in government-controlled states like Communist North Korea, Communist China, Putin, Iran doesn't even pretend to have elections anymore, so it's not quite a one-party system. All right, here we go. Multi-party system. A multi-party system is when there are more than two parties. When there are more than two parties, and all of them have the ability to win. And all of them have, not all of them, but a majority of them have the ability to actually win. You do need to understand this. Put a big star. They don't win by majority. Majority means 51% or higher of the vote. They don't win by majority, they win by plurality. They don't win by majority, they win by plurality, which means whoever gets the most votes. It's like a popular vote. It's a popular vote. So, if 500 people are voting and I get 219, guess what? I'm doing pretty well. I'm going to win something, yes? And Tatum, she gets 163, okay? And Kale, he gets 154 votes, and I can't do math, so I have no idea how many votes we got left, so I can't even tell you. But anyone who gets a large bunch of votes gets to win. You're going to see this in Mexico, Nigeria. Why did I pick those countries? APGov. So, means you have much more diversity of political thought. It's pretty popular in Europe. A lot of your Norwegian countries have it too. What do you got?
Says that like around 20 Israeli parties, like how is that like possible?
What do you mean? Well, there's a lot more. Like, very few of us are like super enthusiastic about the Democrats or the Republicans. Can we agree that you are just ride or die Democrats or Republicans? But you all like, oh, well, I like the Democrats better than I like the Republicans, or I like the Republicans better than I like the Democrats. But if we broke it into smaller sections, then you would find a party you're generally enthusiastic about. But we don't do that here, so don't. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. If we decided to do a caucus of desserts, you go stand in that corner with chocolate chip cookies, you go stand in that corner with ice cream. That's where my husband would be obsessed with ice cream. I'd be over here with the double Dutch apple pie. And then you guys would go around, and then some of you would put up your own signs, and we'd come up with 40 desserts are the best ones ever. Pineapple upside down cake obviously should be in the room. Get out of my room. That is blasphemy. You don't like pineapple upside down cake? Have you ever had it?
No, it doesn't sound intriguing to try.
Oh, well then that's a terrible opinion. You haven't even tried it, and you can't say you wouldn't. Like, that's
He said it's not
ridiculous.
'cause Andy tried it.
You don't like it? It's too sweet for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's a valid opinion. I mean, wrong, but valid.
Matcha ice cream.
Huh?
Matcha ice cream.
Matcha ice cream's disgusting. Haven't we already talked about matcha in this room and how I feel about matcha? That shit's disgusting. Anyway, skip a space, center it, Republican Party, here we go. Ugh, don't remind me about matcha. Gross. It's like eating a tree. If you haven't tried it, don't. I'm just kidding, you should try it. That shit was gross. Alright, Republican Party. You need to know it was born during, right before the Civil War. Okay, you need to know Lincoln is its founder. Okay, they support strong state governments, which is why everyone thought everyone would be super excited about DeSantis, which is why DeSantis was supposed to be like the golden boy of this election. How's that going for him? Terrible. He's like falling off the top 4. Anyway, so stronger state governments. They're about less change, more tradition. So they don't like big social swings and stuff like that. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Ah, shit. I bought something online yesterday. I was supposed to go pick it up. Shit, I forgot. That's fine. Less change, more tradition. They want less taxes on the rich. Less taxes on the rich and less government spending. What do you got?
I thought that the Democratic Party was like the rich people party, like that's when.
No, typically, no.
Is this like now?
This is now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is now. This is modern, right? Modern. If you don't know that this is modern, right? Modern. Okay, these are your modern political parties. This is your modern Republicans.
Okay.
Most of your wealthiest Americans are going to be Republican. Now, does that mean all wealthy people are Republicans? No, of course not. But you're just going to get it more of a majority. And when we say things like, oh, well, wealthy people are this and poor people are that, it's in the big broad strokes. Can we agree? Okay, big broad strokes. Please understand that there are always exceptions. Nothing is guaranteed. All right, your symbol is an elephant. Make sure you know that because AP likes that. Okay, you also need to know that Republicans are described as the right. Does anyone know why they're called the right? They're on the right side of the congressional building. They're on the right side. All their offices on the right side. That's why they're called the right. All right, so here are some of your big Republicans. Okay, Lincoln, of course, the founder. Reagan, George W., Condoleezza Rice. What is his name? Oh, shit. He's just retiring. He's publishing a book next week. It's going to burn Washington down. He's like saying names of what people have said behind doors. What's his name? He's from Utah. Mitt Romney, yeah. That's Mitt Romney. All right, here we go. So, the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party. You need to know, it has roots in Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party, which is why you should also watch Hamilton. I'm just kidding, but I just wanted to remind you. Do you think you'll watch it this weekend there, boss? Or are you just going to keep on? Do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Anyway. Has roots on Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party. They are all about stronger federal government. Stronger federal government. They believe that the government should pass more laws and do more things. More change. Taxing the rich. And spending more money on social programs like welfare programs. What do you got, Colin?
I thought that Jackson would be the Democratic Party.
Jackson, the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
It evolves, as you saw from your charts, right? It evolved through a lot of things. The funny thing is Jackson would be considered a Republican today, so you need to understand what time period we're talking about. This is they won't really be asking that. They do care about the Republican Party though. Alright, and their symbol is a donkey. Okay, what side of Congress are they on? The left. So when you hear the radical left, who are they talking about? The Democrats. When we hear the extreme right, they're talking about Republicans. Okay, so make sure you know that terminology. Okay, so here's some famous Democrats. We got Kennedy, Obama, obviously, Hillary. Oprah is one of the biggest donors for the not Republican Party. No, she's not a big donor for the Republican Party. A big donor for the Democratic Party, and of course, Bill Clinton. Okay, so a couple big things that you need to. The third party, one of the biggest third parties that you should be aware of, is called the Libertarian Party. Are they a big deal or a little deal? They're a little deal because the other two parties take up such a large percentage, but you should be aware of them. The Libertarian Party is a political party in the United States that promotes civil liberties. Non-interventionism, aka they don't want the government involved in their business. Keep the government out. They also don't think that we should be funding foreign nations and stuff like that. That we shouldn't be sending money to other countries. That money should be spent here. They're very pro-isolationists. Laissez-faire capitalism, that the government should stay out of it, let the people make money. And limiting the size and scope of government. The smaller, the better. So, libertarians are more extreme Republicans, but not in a violent sense. They're just super hardcore, I want to be left alone. These are people who live off the grid and in the woods and can their own vegetables and fruits and stuff. I mean, they're in Oregon. They're doing that. Now I'm pretty excited because my vegetable garden is booming right now. So I'm gonna start getting my own stuff too. Growing zucchinis, they're looking good. My cucumbers are also killing the game. My tomato plants are busting. Here we go. Alright. So, some direct comparisons. Okay, you don't need to write all this stuff down, but I would make a couple of notes. When we talk about Democrats, you need to know they have a loose interpretation of the Constitution. You could just, bubble it in somewhere. They have a loose interpretation. When we say a loose interpretation of the Constitution, what does that mean, Bronson?
It's flexible.
It's flexible, which means they can do what to it?
Change it.
Yes, Democrats believe they should be able to change it. Democrats are always trying to get more amendments onto the Constitution. They wanted to do the Equality Amendment. They wanted to do the Civil Rights Amendment. And there's even talk of trying to get an abortion amendment on there, which there's not a shot that's going to happen anytime soon. Maybe in a long time, but that's probably not going to happen. So they're all about passing amendments. Have you ever heard of a Republican talking about passing an amendment? No, because they don't believe that you should alter it. Okay, so Democrats believe in a loose interpretation, while Republicans believe in a strict interpretation. And a strict interpretation means what, Anna? Yes, no changing of it. It's absolutely perfect, and it's already been modified 27 times, and that is too many times. Okay. You also need to know that Republicans believe in a free market economy, that they should be able to make money any way they see fit, while Democrats believe that the government should be interfering with the economy to make sure it's not as abusive and harsh. So, those are the two major viewpoints. Okay, what do you got? So Socially liberal means you're like pro gay marriage, pro equal rights for gay and lesbian couples, transgender you believe should be protected. What else is a pro liberal socially liberal thing? Huh? Pro choice. Oh, absolutely. How did I not start with that one? Pro choice, those types of things are socially liberal. While socially conservative means you believe in marriage is one man, one woman. You believe that pro-life. You believe that gender is a choice. Like if you're like gender is not a choice, it's either male, female, those types of things. All right. Okay, so I want you to draw like a little line in your notebook. So this is the political spectrum. So you're just going to draw a little line just like that in your notebook. Okay, so the first thing we're going to write down is radical. And you're going to put it on your left side of the line. You're going to put it on the left side of the line. You're going to write radical. Okay. They called for rapid, you don't need to write a ton. You need to know they call for rapid changes to government by force if necessary. Rapid changes to the government by force if necessary. Okay, anyone know what a modern group that would be the radical left? What do you got?
Like the people that like burn down the city.
What?
So like the Black Lives Matter protests.
We call them Antifa. Whether they're an actual grouping or not would be it. Antifa. Black Panthers are your historical selection. Black Panthers believed in black equality in the 1960s and pushed this narrative of equality and stuff like that, and believed that they had the right to force it, aka by bringing guns and using them to protect themselves from police brutality and all those things. All right. Then you have liberals, so move in just towards the middle, not in the middle, but liberals. You're going to have 5 things on your line. So your next one is going to be liberals. Liberals are what we call Democrats. We call Democrats liberals. Okay? They want active social welfare. So they want programs available to help people. They want programs available to help. They want peaceful, gradual change. So they're not in the streets burning it down. So when you hear that Democrats are burning the streets down, is that a Democrat? No, that would be your radical left. Is everyone clear? Okay, Democrats are not about burning down streets and protests and stuff. Like, they're fine for protests. Black Lives Matter was really supported and embraced by the Democratic Party. But there are people who went to those protests who were destroying property. Does that mean everyone there was doing it? No. Okay, liberals. Then you have, in the middle, you have your moderates. Your moderates share viewpoints with liberals and conservatives. So they see both sides, and they vote on both sides. They're tolerant, and they have a wait-and-see approach. They're kind of like, I don't know if we need to do anything. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Maybe this will just figure itself out. You all know someone who, what do we call these people? Independent. We call them independent. Okay, they vote for both sides because an independent voter voting for independent all the time are never going to win. So they typically flip back and forth between Democrats and Republicans, stuff like that. Then you have conservatives. And what do we call conservatives? Republicans. Okay, these are your Republicans. Okay, they favor keeping things the way they are. They're not really about passing laws and challenging and changing the Constitution. And they believe less government is better. So they're all about small government, while Democrats are all about big government, more laws, more restrictions, or more improvements. Okay, know that we call conservatives Republicans. And then finally you have reactionary. Have you ever seen, oh man, It's the one where they wear the red robes and they're wandering around. It's a future dystopian. Does anyone know? Handmaid's Tale. Have you ever seen Handmaid's Tale or images of it? That's like a reactionary government that has gone to the absolute extreme. They wanted to live back in the 1700s, so they pull everyone back to the 1700s. That's obviously a incredible dramatization. The KKK would be a very big example of this as well. Haley? Hold on, when we finish this one, yeah. Okay, so reactionary, they're like super far right. They don't believe that women should have as many rights as they do, that gays, lesbians, and all them, and transgender people don't deserve to have any rights, that it's a modern problem, not a historical issue. They're the ones who believe, like, that the present world is a big problem. So, they're the ones who want to go back to the good old days, okay? Anyway, KKK is a good example. Handmaid's Tale, if you want to see what that would look like. Complete limitation of women. Those types of things. All right. Here you go, Haley. Okay, so those are your 5 major perspectives. You probably fit into one of them, yes? Or pretty close to one of them, okay? My guess is you're probably between liberal, moderate, and conservative, yes? All right, because that's where 90% of Americans live, yes. Only 5% of Americans identify themselves as reactionary. Only 5% of Americans describe themselves as radicals. So, what is the likeliness that you know a radical or a reactionary person? Probably you don't know anyone like that. So, when people are saying that the radical right and the radical left are lurking all the time, is that true? No. Yeah. Are there people who believe these things? Absolutely. 1000%. They do exist. 100%. Absolutely. Are they hunting you down to try to convert you to their ways? Are they brainwashing you into, I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe SpongeBob's doing it. I don't know. All right, here we go. Terms you must know. I looked at the test. The test is right there. These are things that you should know before you take your test tomorrow, so let's do it. All right, Social Security. You need to know that term. What is Social Security? It is a health benefit program created during the Great Depression to help Americans during retirement and with aging. It is now the largest cost of the government spends internally. What's the largest cost of the U.S. government? Military. Military is our largest spending. Our largest domestic spending is on Medicare, Social Security. Okay. Now, how do Republicans feel about it? Republicans are pro-Social Security, which is really funny. Because they're pretty much anti-welfare on everything else, but they're pro-Social Security. They don't want to touch it because their party is typically older. It's filled with a bunch of old people. Most old people, the older you get, the more likely you are to be a Republican, which is why they want to protect Social Security because it's a benefit to the old. Democrats, on the other side, want to reform it because most Democrats are young. And Social Security, we pay into it, but it may not be available for us, including you guys, specifically you. It's probably not going to be available for me because it's not well structured. So, Democrats want to reform it. Republicans want to keep it exactly the way it is because their people want to keep it the exact way. Okay, so this is a huge arguing point. So every election, you're already starting to see it. Democrats want to take away your Social Security. And have you seen those campaign ads on television? Yeah? Okay, and then the Democrats say that, are you working hard for your family and future family? Without fixing Social Security, the benefit of Social Security will not be there for you. Fix Social Security today. And so they're running on these types of issues. All right. Are you okay? Social Security gets you all riled up, huh, dude? Federal Reserve is your next one. Okay, we're talking about the Federal Reserve. It is in charge of the flow of currency. They're the ones who burn money. Isn't that cool? They're the ones who pull like the old bills out. Anyone ever been to a Federal Reserve? There's like 13 across the country. No one's been to a Federal Reserve. You people need to get out of the damn house.
It's not really a tourist attraction.
It is a tourist attraction. You can go. You can buy like old money and stuff like that, and like cut up, and you can like put in gifts and stuff. It's like a thing. There's one in Richmond, Virginia. I've been to one. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can see them printing off money. You can stand next to like uncut money and like take your photo with it.
I saw like a really big thing that said mint on it in Philadelphia once.
Yeah, mint is where they print them, and it's run by the Federal Reserve. There you go. Mint is where they're actually making coins, but Federal Reserve prints cash. All right. So the Federal Reserve is in charge of the flow of currency, also known as the monetary policy. So they're the ones who are regulating. Does anyone know what specific branch is in charge of this? Oliver? No. Who maintains our money? Who is escorting our money around the world? Mia? No. Andrew? No. It's the weirdest answer when I tell you you're not going to believe it. Colin? No. What do you got? It's like a paramilitary kind of thing. No. Secret Service. Secret Service. The most Secret Service agents don't protect the president and the family and all of the major ones. They actually do. They transfer money, and they work inside the Federal Reserves and protect the money. Isn't that? Well, they also fly money from around the world and stuff like that. They go collect money because a lot of banks all around the world will accept the American dollar. So, like China, for instance, gets millions of dollars. So we go to China and collect it and bring it back. Those types of things. All right. So you need to know that the Federal Reserve also manages interest rates that have huge impacts on the economy. By manipulating interest rates, you could send the stock market up and down. That's what controls everything. Now, we can all agree inflation here in the United States is pretty bad. Yes? Everything costs more? Yes? Okay? It's significantly better here than it is in Europe. It's almost 9.5% in England right now. It's down to like 5.75 here in the United States. So, whether you like it, don't like it, we're doing better than other nations. England's got their own problems. But it's all being manipulated by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve spokesperson, they're the ones who make the decisions to increase, decrease, to manipulate, or stay still. And what it does is stabilize our economy. Well, how did it start? Keynesian, you need to know these terms. I'm literally telling you there's like 3 or 4 questions based on this. Like I hand wrote this in last period. I'm telling you this is worth your time. Keynesian economics was created during the Great Depression when Keynes, who was an economist, stabilized the economy by manipulating interest rates. So how much money you can get for loans and stuff, bank loans and stuff like that. By manipulating those interest rates and how much you had to pay back immediately, long-term, short-term, that's how we stabilize the economy. That's what we use today. We are a Keynesian nation. We balance inflation and other types of indicators of the economy based off of interest rates. So, how do Democrats see it? Democrats are pro-Federal Reserve's ability to manipulate. They think the Federal Reserve needs to do whatever it needs to do and manipulate as much as possible in order to keep the economy bustling. They want an active reserve. Republicans want a reactionary Federal Reserve or slow to adjust. Because every quarter or every 16 weeks or whatever, or 9 weeks, they've been tinkering with interest rates, and that has had a huge impact on our economy. The last one, they didn't do any increases. Whew, finished content. Crushed it. How much time do I have? Okay, on your whiteboard, let's do it. I want you to write Democrat, Republican on your board. Democrat, Republican on your board. I'm going to give you a question, and you're going to put a star underneath one of them. Do not erase it. We're going to do a bunch of them. That's why I'm having you write it down. All right. Pro-Social Security the way it is. Good. Tatum. They are pro-military spending. What do you got, Maribel?
Republicans.
They are pro-welfare programs. Good, Rinkus. Democrats, on your whiteboard. Who believes that we should manipulate the Federal Reserve? Oliver. Democrats. Who believes, who's on the left? Good. What do you got, Anna? On your whiteboard, please tell me, who is in power right now? Good. Sean. Democrats. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one. Who is the elephant? Elephant. Who is it? Bronson. Republicans. All right, wipe your board. On your whiteboard. Huh? I am so hungry that I really want to die. Okay, a little extreme, but I'm really hungry. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the healthcare system that was created during the Great Depression in order to help retirement and aging of our older citizens? Yeah. Social Security. By the way, our social care system, Social Security, is one of the most popularly, universally liked things in America. We don't agree on much, but we do like that. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the economic system that manipulates interest rates? Keynesian. Bye. Leave your boards on your table. Have a great day. Bye.